Today is the 29th day of July 2020 in Dundastan, Abaco, Bahamas. As I sit on the park here and I see that ship, if you look in the distance, I don't know if you can see it, you can see that Baker's Bay ship is coming in with the workers all on the distance there. And every time that boat goes to Baker's Bay and come back to Marsh Harbour, the government is acting irresponsible. And I just say, wow. They close the whole country down because of the seriousness of this virus. Well, today on Baker's Bay reported, the government must be being paid, not to say Baker's Bay, but Guana Key. But it's been reported that there's 8 more cases, Mexicans, that have tested positive for COVID-19 in Baker's Bay. I am asking and calling and pleading to Michael Melman, the CEO of Baker's Bay, for Dr. Livingston Marshall immediate dismissal. Dr. Marshall is a failure and has been a failure. He was just acting as head Negro for Baker's Bay. Anyway, he brought nothing special. Look what his doctorate degree is in, and look what he has allowed to happen to the marshes and the swamps of Baker's Bay, to turn them into dock, into marina. So he brought no value to Baker's Bay. And again, he brought no value to Baker's Bay when he concluded with the Prime Minister of the Bahamas to bring over 100 Mexicans into the Bahamas with COVID-19. My question is, what do they do with these people when they find out that they're positive with COVID-19? Where do they isolate them? My question. The reason why I'm asking Michael Melman for the resignation of Dr. Livingston Marshall, he's a doctor. He knew the condition that those Mexicans are living in on Baker's Bay. They all host in one area. So if one has it, the brush fire will turn into a full-blown furnace that will affect all of Abaco. And Mike Melman looked for a big, huge lawsuit because of Dr. Livingston Marshall. Over a week, Dr. Marshall knew of the Mexican that had COVID-19. He asked for contact tracing for the driver and the people that brought this one Mexican through Marsh Harbour Airport. Since then, they've had 8 or more. If Baker's Bay said it's 8, triple that number, quadruple that number. But it has already started. Why is the key still open with the workers? Well, I tell my black brothers right now, whenever you see the American boss disappear, when you look left and look right in the morning, you don't see them, they don't say nothing, then they know it's out of control and they're going back to America. They're gonna let y'all black brutes die for your little measly salary. They're not gonna die. For Michael Melman, Baker's Bay, the members, they're not gonna put their family at risk. They're gonna let you be at risk. You gotta be wise enough to say, this my family need this salary, or this my family need a casket. Which should or could I afford? The salary or the casket? And you see this incompetent authority, they're so ignorant. Dr. Minnis said that only 5 people could be at the funeral. Dr. Minnis, who in the world you see is 5 people is told a casket? You at least 6 to even it off How you gonna have a funeral with 5 people toting a casket? That's the ignorance of our Dr. Prime Minister. He should have stayed within the studies of gynecologists. He's make a sham of Prime Minister of this country. Arrogant, act like only him one got sense, answer you like a child in high school, and he's destroying what Hurricane Dorian have already destroyed of Abaco. And anybody, the young man that's in Sandy Point, God knows what's going to happen down there. You already have a lawsuit. You're only as good as your attorney. You already have a lawsuit against the government, Dr. Livingston Marshall, and Bakers Bay. Pick which one, or sue all of them. If you miss one, you'll catch the next. But all of them are liable because they has caused COVID-19 to escalate and continue daily to escalate. Where are they gonna isolate these Mexicans, the 8 that has COVID-19 today in Bakers Bay, not Guanaqui? I understand that the doctor, private doctor, was at Grabus to date, the 29th day, doing random testing at Grabus. Because they recognize, I don't know if he was paid by Bakers Bay, the government, or who, but it's time to shut Bakers Bay down. The same plane that you brought the Mexicans on, get them out. Bring a new set. These ones already contaminated. I don't believe that the Mexicans would let these Mexicans back into Mexico. Yet, the incompetent authority, led by the most honorable Prime Minister of the country, is allowing Bakers Bay to grow the virus daily in the hot sun and the wind that's blowing that virus everywhere. Nobody is safe on Bakers Bay today. So I'm asking Michael Melman to please send Dr. Livingston Marshall home. You could get a bunch of Negroes like him. Don't mind the little doctor degree. That don't come with much. Because what he has done over the years to Bahamians, he's not deserving to not even visit Abaco, nor less bring COVID-19. I bet you one thing, you're not going to see Dr. Livingston Marshall go on Bakers Bay for a while. Because he know of what's happening. He know the correct results of the numbers. And these guys are so, I don't even know the way to say, connected, that the government of the Bahamas has not said yet that the virus is in Bakers Bay. They have not said yet that the virus in Abaco have started in Bakers Bay. They keep saying Guanaqui, but it's in Bakers Bay proper, and it's time to send Dr. Livingston Marshall packing. And for those of you that do survive the virus, that catch it on Bakers Bay, you may not live to spend the money, but if your lawyer up, your wife would bury you, and she'll smile later on the check that she's about to get in the Supreme Court of the Bahamas from Bakers Bay, bringing COVID-19 into your homes and destroying your Bahamian family. This is one of these Kai Care video. Every time I see the ship sail from Bakers Bay, I say, wow, how long? When would it take? What would it take? 100 Mexicans to have COVID-19 before the government said the ship should not sail to Bakers Bay? You see, this is what happens when you have a minister in the government self-dealing, him and the Prime Minister, a $25 million contract for the ferry service and send 18 Abaconians home. See, as long as that ferry runs, they get a check. If that ferry stays at the dock, they don't get paid. So again, it is not about Abaco, it's not about Bahamians, it's about the Prime Minister, Brent Simonet, self-dealing themselves $25 million. To hell with the Bahamian people. That is the way it's been since this Prime Minister has been in office. It has always been about him. And every decision he made is being not in the interest of Bahamians. So as I end this video, the man that's supposed to be a servant of the Bahamian people, looking out for the best interests of the Bahamian people, the most honorable Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, he has been a letdown to the country and indeed its people. We are being sold out for 46 homes that they're hoping to use during the campaign. 46 people cannot get the FNM back into power. And the 46 homes that they're selling Bahamians out for, these same Bahamians will be dead before they move into the house. So what good is this 46 house deal due to the Bahamian and for the Bahamians and Abaconians? It's a dead deal. It needs to stop. And the Prime Minister needs to understand his role as the Prime Minister. It's not for the best interests of Bakers Bay and Dr. Livingston Marshall. He is the Prime Minister for the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We are called Bahamians, not Bakers Bayans. That and those islands of Bakers Bay did not elect you. Bahamian people elect you to do the best for this country and them. And so far, you've been a total 100% let down. You're live with Kai. Let you know that we have a worthless Prime Minister that doesn't have a heart, a soul, or consideration for what Abaconians have gone through and continue to go through. That is why Kai said, vote for Kai. Forget Darren Henfield with the little tight pants. He has never, ever cared for Abaco. Kai cares. That's why he's still here among the COVID-19 Bakers Bay residents. Kai cares.